Welcome to English Exam Essentials. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss an update. It's time to test your IELTS listening skills. Get ready to train your ears and boost your band score. In this video, you'll go through a full IELTS listening practice test with real exam-style questions. Grab your notebook or answer sheet. Make sure you're in a quiet place, just like on test day. The audio will play only once, so listen carefully.
This is the IELTS Listening Test. You will hear a number of different recordings, and you will have to answer questions on what you hear. There will be time for you to read the instructions and questions, and you will have a chance to check your work. All the recordings will be played once only. The test is in 4 parts. At the end of the test, you will be given 10 minutes to transfer your answers to an answer sheet. Now turn to Part 1. Part 1. You will hear 2 mothers talking about a baking class. First, you have some time to look at questions 1 to 4. Now listen carefully and answer questions 1 to 4.
Good morning, Sarah. How are you today?
Hi, Emily. Oh, pretty good. Just running around after the kids as usual. How about you?
I'm doing well. Actually, I wanted to ask you about the baking class your daughter, Lily, has been attending.
Oh, the one at the community centre? Yes, she really enjoys it. She's been going for about 6 weeks now. It's a baking workshop especially designed for kids between the ages of 6 and 12.
That's great to hear. I've been thinking of enrolling my son, Tom. He's been showing a lot of interest in baking recently.
That's wonderful. I'm sure he would like it. What would you like to know?
Well, for starters, what do they usually do in class? Do they bake the same thing every week?
Well, it usually starts with the children washing their hands and putting on their aprons. That takes about 10 minutes. Then the teacher shows them how to measure the ingredients properly. Some kids use small plastic scales, and others measure with cups and spoons. When Lily first joined, they made simple cookies and cupcakes. Now they are learning how to make brownies, muffins, and even some basic bread.
That sounds just right. Lily once mentioned they learned about different flours and sugars.
Yes, they do introduce a little of the science behind baking, which is really good. The children learn why certain steps are important, not just how to copy a recipe. And hygiene in the kitchen is also part of every lesson.
Before you hear the rest of the conversation, you have some time to look at questions 5 to 10. Now listen carefully and answer questions 5 to 10.
I think that's very important. How often are the classes held?
Once a week, every Saturday morning. They start at 10 a.m. and finish at 11:30.
Oh, that suits our weekend schedule very well. And how much does it cost? I think I saw a flyer, but I can't find it now.
It's quite affordable, $20 for one session. But most people pay for 4 sessions at a time, so that's $80 for the month. The price includes all the ingredients, and the children get to take home whatever they bake.
That's very reasonable.
The instructor, Mrs. Gable, is excellent. She's patient, encouraging, and makes everything fun.
That's good to know. Tom can be a little shy when meeting new people.
Don't worry. Mrs. Gable is wonderful with shy children. She gives personal attention and always encourages their creativity. Lily has started coming up with her own decorating ideas, thanks to her.
Lovely. So how can I sign Tom up?
You can register online on the community centre's website, or you can go in person. There's a simple form and then you pay. Places fill up quickly, so I suggest doing it soon.
I'll do that today. By the way, does Tom need to bring anything, like an apron?
The class provides aprons, but some kids like to bring their own. Comfortable shoes are important because they stand most of the time. And for long hair, they recommend a hair tie, though Mrs. Gable has spares.
That's very helpful. I'll make sure Tom is prepared. He'll be so excited to join.
I'm sure he will. Lily is already asking about the advanced class for next term.
That's fantastic! Thanks so much for the information, Sarah. It's been really helpful.
No problem at all, Emily. Let me know when Tom joins. Maybe he and Lily can bake something together.
That would be lovely. Thanks again.
You're welcome. See you soon.
Bye.
That is the end of Part 1. You now have 1 minute to check your answers to Part 1. Now turn to Part 2. Part 2. You will hear a city official announcing the Green Commute project. First, you have some time to look at questions 11 to 14. Now, listen carefully and answer questions 11 to 14.
Good morning, everyone. Today, I'd like to talk to you about an important new development in our city, the Green Commute project. This initiative has been created in response to the increasing strain on our public transportation system. Many of you may have noticed that commuting times have become longer, that overcrowding is a regular problem, and that pollution from our vehicles is affecting the air we breathe. So, what exactly is the Green Commute project? Well, it's not just about adding more buses or trains. Instead, it's a comprehensive plan designed to change the way we move around the city, making travel more efficient, more sustainable, and more environmentally friendly. One major part of the project is the expansion of public transport. Our old diesel buses will be replaced with modern electric buses. These will be quieter, cleaner, and much better for the environment. In addition, new train routes will be introduced, especially in areas of the city that are currently underserved. This should reduce travel times and make it easier for everyone to access reliable transport. But the project doesn't stop there. Another important focus is on active travel. That means walking and cycling. The city will be building new, safe cycling lanes, separate from car traffic, as well as providing secure bicycle parking at stations and public areas. On top of that, there will be a new scheme for e-bikes and electric scooters, which citizens can rent at a reduced price. These are especially useful for shorter journeys, such as travelling from your home to the nearest train station.
Before you hear the rest of the talk, you have some time to look at questions 15 to 20. Now listen carefully and answer questions 15 to 20.
Now, of course, the government also recognises that some people will still need to use their cars. That's why the project includes incentives for car sharing and the creation of several park and ride facilities at the edge of the city. These will connect directly to bus and train services, so drivers can leave their vehicles behind and complete their journey by public transport. In addition, new smart traffic systems will be installed to reduce congestion, manage traffic flow, and cut down on unnecessary delays. Another important element of the project is public awareness. We know that changing people's habits takes time, so the city will be running education campaigns. There will be workshops, information sessions, and online resources to help residents understand the benefits of sustainable travel and how to use the new system safely. So, when can you expect to see these changes? Well, progress is already underway. Next month, electric buses will start operating on major routes, construction of cycling lanes will begin, and the e-bike rental scheme will be launched. Detailed information about routes, schedules, and how to register for the rental program will be available on the city's website and mobile app. In summary, the Green Commute project is more than just an upgrade to transport. It's an investment in cleaner air, healthier lifestyles, and a more efficient city. We encourage all residents to take part, try the new options, and help create a greener future for everyone.
That is the end of Part 2. You now have 30 seconds to check your answers to Part 2. Now turn to Part 3. Part 3. You will hear a conversation between two students, James and Sophie, talking about Sophie's entomology course. First, you have some time to look at questions 21 to 24. Now, listen carefully and answer questions 21 to 24.
Hi Sophie, how are you getting on with your entomology course?
Oh, it's going really well, though it's a lot of work.
Remind me, why did you decide to study insects? Back in school you were more into marine biology, weren't you?
Yeah, that's true. Originally, I wanted to work with dolphins or coral reefs, but then, during my gap year, I volunteered at a nature reserve. They had a project on bees, and I realised how essential insects are for ecosystems. That completely changed my mind.
I can imagine. Must have been a big shift.
It was. At first, I thought insects were kind of annoying, mosquitoes and all that, but then I saw how pollinators like bees and moths keep entire food chains alive. Without them, crops, birds, and even mammals would struggle.
That must have been eye-opening. Did your family support that choice?
Well, not entirely. My dad thought I should pick something more practical, like medicine or engineering, but I felt entomology was underappreciated, and I wanted to study something that really mattered for biodiversity.
Fair enough. So what kind of things are you actually doing this term?
Right now, I'm working on a project about how artificial light affects nocturnal insects. We're looking especially at moths,
Interesting. Why moths in particular?
because they're sensitive to changes in light, and they play a key role as pollinators at night. If they're disturbed, the whole pollination cycle gets disrupted.
Makes sense. So how do you collect data?
We set up light traps in different areas, one near the town where there's lots of street lighting, and another in a woodland reserve where it's much darker. We record the number and species of moths attracted to the trap, then compare the results.
Wow, that must mean staying up very late.
Exactly. We usually check the traps around midnight, and again at dawn. It's tiring, but also exciting when you find rare species.
Do you actually catch them?
Yes, but only temporarily. We put them in small containers, identify them, sometimes measure wing size, and then release them unharmed.
Before you hear the rest of the discussion, you have some time to look at questions 25 to 30. Now, listen carefully and answer questions 25 to 30.
That's good to hear. So what are you finding so far?
Well, it seems like brightly lit areas attract fewer moths overall, but a few species seem unaffected. We're still analysing the numbers, though.
And do you also record other conditions, like temperature or humidity?
Absolutely. Those factors can explain why activity changes from night to night. We use digital thermometers and hygrometers to keep track.
Sounds like proper fieldwork. How will you present all of that?
We're making graphs to show the comparisons clearly. I'll also include a literature review on light pollution, so our findings connect with existing research.
Very professional. Do you think your study could influence policy?
Possibly. Some towns are already switching to LED lights, which may be less harmful. If we can provide data supporting that, councils might adopt better designs.
That would be a real contribution. But tell me, what about the rest of the course? It can't all be moths.
No, of course not. We also have lectures on insect physiology, evolution, and even pest control. Last week we learned about how some beetles survive extreme desert heat. It was incredible.
Wow. And do you have to do dissections?
Yes, we dissected crickets earlier this term. It was challenging, but gave us a better understanding of their anatomy.
Sounds intense. Are you enjoying it overall?
Definitely. It's demanding, but I've never been more motivated. Plus, the field trips are great. We're going to a butterfly sanctuary next month.
Nice. Well, good luck with your project. You'll have to show me the final report.
Sure thing. I'll send you a copy once it's finished.
That is the end of Part 3. You now have 30 seconds to check your answers to Part 3. Now turn to Part 4. Part 4. You will hear a lecture about the use of wood in Japanese architecture. First, you have some time to look at questions 31 to 40. Now, listen carefully and answer questions 31 to 40.
Today, I'm going to talk about the use of wood in Japanese buildings. For centuries, wood was the main building material in Japan. One reason is geography. The country has many forests, full of cedar and cypress trees. These trees are strong, last a long time, and are easy to cut. They gave builders a steady supply of wood. By contrast, stone was rare in many areas and very hard to move through the mountains. Because of this, stone was used only in small amounts, while wood became the main material. Climate was another important factor. Japan has many earthquakes. Wooden buildings are lighter and more flexible than stone ones, so they could bend and shake without falling down. Stone buildings, on the other hand, were heavy and dangerous. A famous example is the Horyuji Temple in Nara, built in the 7th century. It is one of the oldest wooden buildings still standing in the world. The temple was built with a method called joinery, which uses interlocking joints instead of nails. This system allows the building to move slightly during an earthquake without breaking apart. Culture also played a role. Traditional houses called minka were designed to connect people with nature. They had sliding wooden doors and verandas that opened to gardens, creating a smooth link between indoors and outdoors. But there were also problems. Fires were very common in the past, especially in big cities. Edo, which we now call Tokyo, was destroyed many times because flames spread quickly between wooden houses that were built close together. Even so, until the late 19th century, wood remained the main building material in Japan. Now let's look at how wood is used in modern Japan. Although steel and concrete became common in the 20th century, wood has never disappeared from Japanese architecture. Instead of being pushed aside, it has continued to adapt, finding new roles in modern construction. In fact, advances in technology have made wood even more practical and versatile than before. A good example is engineered timber, such as cross-laminated timber, CLT, which is created by layering and pressing wood panels together for added strength. This type of timber can now be used to construct tall and wide buildings that, in the past, were thought possible only with steel. What makes these products especially valuable is that they are carefully manufactured to resist fire, pests, and moisture, problems that once limited the use of wood. At the same time, they are designed to meet strict earthquake safety standards, an essential requirement in Japan's seismic environment, where durability and flexibility are equally important. Architects today also choose wood for cultural as well as emotional reasons. Beyond its practical strength and structural value, wood contributes something that goes beyond function. It creates a warm, natural, and welcoming atmosphere, the kind of feeling that concrete or glass alone cannot provide. Many designers believe this quality makes spaces more comfortable and inviting for the people who use them. In addition, wood is valued for being a sustainable building material. Japanese forestry policies carefully regulate how timber is harvested, ensuring that trees are replanted and forests are renewed for future generations. This responsible cycle of use and renewal helps maintain a balance between cultural tradition and environmental protection, allowing architects to design with respect for both people and nature. So, wood continues to shape Japanese architecture, not only as a link to its cultural past, but also as an inspiration for the future. With its flexibility, sustainability, and symbolic strength, wood stands as proof that ancient materials can still thrive in a modern world.
That is the end of Part 4. You now have 1 minute to check your answers to Part 4. That is the end of the listening test. In the IELTS test, you would now have 10 minutes to transfer your answers to the listening answer sheet.
Well done on completing the exercise. How did you do? Share your score in the comments. If you found this helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. More listening drills are coming your way. Thank you for watching, and good luck on your IELTS test.